Alright, we got a sheep here. She's foaming at the mouth real bad. She's a little bit better than I thought she was. Come on. Come on. I don't know. Some people say she could be bloated, though she doesn't feel bloated. Some say she may have some grain or something, or a seed or something like that stuck in her mouth. That's what I was trying to look at. Well, Caleb and I, we are running to town. The sheep walked off a while ago when we first checked up on her. She was nibbling a little bit, not really eating a lot, but she seemed to be okay. And I just came out and looked outside and saw her laying down, eyes closed, panting as hard as she can, drooling and frothing at the mouth real bad. So I'm pretty sure she's bloated. I don't know what she's bloated on. That is the frustrating part. We haven't been feeding grain to our animals. They have gotten some alfalfa pellets and type stuff like that, but I can't imagine. I know I haven't fed them out enough to cause bloating. I don't know. Have you fed out a whole lot of that?
No. I only feed a big scoop for 4 sheep. Not big, but medium.
So yeah, I mean, he normally feeds out, I would say it's half a pound daily, maybe, and that's just treats that he feeds out to them of alfalfa pellets. So I don't know. We possibly might be buying a bale of hay and get her situated by herself tonight and make sure she's good, because I really don't want to lose another lamb. And if we've been raising them for over a year, and now we're approaching the time we can finally breed our sheep. You know, it's all been money, it's all been input so far on our side. Now they're getting to the age where we're going to be able to, you know, benefit from having this ewe lamb over a year now, and now she wants to die on me, or she looks like it. It might just be that she's bloated and it's gonna go away. I don't know. It looks pretty bad to me. We had a goat about 7 years ago. She died. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. It turned out we were watching some friends of ours, kids. They had played hide and seek around the barn, and somebody opened up the feed stall door for a while, and that big mama goat got in there, got her head into a 50-pound sack of oats and presumed to eat most of it. Her stomach literally looked and felt like a medicine ball when I gutted her open after she died. We tried oil treatment and all that, thinking it might help. Nothing was gonna help. She literally had a stomach, a medicine ball for her stomach. It was huge, and I felt so bad for her. We butchered her and ate her, but this, and you could see her stomach sticking out. I thought it might have just been some gas. It wasn't until after we gutted her, butchered her, that we noticed all the grain in her stomach. And when we found out that's what the kids had done, was left the door open, and she went in and hogged out on grain and died from eating. She died from eating too much. That's a goat for you. This one doesn't have the feel. I felt around her stomach area, her midsection. She doesn't feel huge. So I don't know what it is. Maybe she ate something that's causing gas. So we're gonna get some stuff that helps with bloating for sheep. It's only like $7 at the feed store. We're gonna go get that. I'm also contemplating stopping and getting some Gas X at the store. There's plenty of people who said that they've given gas X to their sheep, and it helps relieve them of the gas, and just like it would a human. So anyhow, we'll be back. All right, well, we gave her a little bit of this Dervet bloat treatment, and I ended up just giving her about a quarter treatment. She's supposed to get 6 ounces. I gave her 3. We'll see how it goes. The reason I only did 3, when I pulled up, when I left earlier, she was laying over there, eyes closed, frothing at the mouth, panting really hard. Looked like she was just ready to fall over and die. Sorry, I got a wasp. Got yellow jackets real bad. She's just laying up there. I thought she was gonna die on me. And but when I pulled up, she was walking to the water. The other sheep came down to her, and she wasn't frothing at the mouth. She's still panting. You can tell I need to shear her. I haven't sheared her this year. She's not hot. It feels great out here right now. But as you can see, she's walking around just fine. And we're just praying that she just maybe ate something that got her a little gassy. I don't know what it would have been. Hey guys, well, it's the next day now, and we have I came out here this morning, and all of the sheep came up here together. She is right here, one in front. She's still kind of hanging her head low. I'm going to give her some more of that liquid Nutri-Drench, and I may give her another partial treatment of that anti-bloating. But she's been walking with the sheep and drinking plenty of water, and I think she's okay. We'll find out as time progresses, but she seems to be doing a lot better this morning. When she's walking, she looks more normal. When she's just standing there, she's kind of looking like she's panting, but there's no frothing at the mouth like there was yesterday. So overall, we're well pleased with how far she's come along. Hopefully she just keeps getting better. Bloating is one of those things that can easily kill a lot of these animals, and so we definitely want to keep an eye on her. Like I said, I got enough. I can do another half treatment of the stuff I have, and then a full treatment, which is 6 ounces, that I could give her. I think I'm going to try the putting the soap in their water. It's just a little bit of soap you put in their water, and it helps break up gas in their stomachs. I don't think she's overeaten anything. I think she just got a hold of something. Like I said yesterday, see, there she is. She's going to drink right now. Like I said yesterday, there's a lot of people saying that she could have something stuck in part of her mouth or something, and it could cause that. I don't know. That might be why she's drinking so much, just trying to get it loose. I don't know. She seems okay, other than when she's just standing there, she just looks a little tired. So we're going to get her some more of that Nutri-Drench today, and another partial treatment just to make sure that all the bloating is gone. So anyhow, hope you guys are having yourselves a great day. Hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. It is beautiful here right now. We're getting ready for Sukkot, a few weeks out, and got a lot of work to do. We have been just doing so much work here. I haven't been posting a lot of videos the last couple of months just because I'm overwhelmed. You know, between working a regular job, working a part-time job, you know, right now we're redoing our basement. We're getting ready for High Holy Days. We're trying to get things around here fixed. We were trying to garden. Weeds took over the garden. I'll do a video on that. We've gotten quite a bit of stuff out of it, and we have one section that's doing real well, one section that's, the plants are doing okay for the most part. It's just too many thistles keep coming back. So we're gonna have to seriously consider what to do next year. But we'll get into all that later on. So a little update on the sheep. I hadn't even gotten done editing all the video. It's been about, I guess it's been a little over 2 weeks. You know, she had some good days. We'd see her running down the hill with the others and eating and going to the water. Uh, but she just didn't make it. We gave her Nutri-Drench multiple times. Kept an eye out on her. And like I said, there was half the time she seemed perfectly normal, and then she would be resting a lot. And I thought, well, maybe she was just overexerted. She got weak, which she was. She was weak, you could tell. But anyhow, came out yesterday and she had died. So we're out burying her now, and in the same spot, in the same manner we buried the last one. You hate losing your sheep. And I got a friend who used to raise sheep, and he's wanting to get back into it again. And he said, you know, sheep are kind of funny. He said you can buy 100 sheep, put them on your property, and not even move them that far, really. And you could lose half of them. And unless you just want to spend a fortune keeping them going. And I am kind of one of those people who wants to be able to build up a genetic line that's not going to be that is disease resistant and isn't going to get the parasites as easily, isn't going to be finicky about the weather, isn't going to have problems with birthing, you know, they're young, isn't going to have problems feeding. You know, I don't want to have a lamb or a cow, for that matter, that, okay, great, they give me a baby every year or two, or in the case of sheep, you know, 3 or 4, but I have to feed them. You know, I have to bottle feed them all for 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is that you know you have to go with there. I don't want to have to do all that. I want my mamas to be able to feed. I don't want to have sheep that are getting into stuff they shouldn't, or don't know what plants to eat or not eat, or find little things that get them sick and have to constantly go to a vet. You know, when you buy an animal for $200 or $300, and then you're putting in $200 or $300 every single year in vet bills and medication and special you know, Nutri-Drench type stuff or anti-bloating stuff. That's not an animal I want to keep. I could be buying a brand new animal every year to replace that animal until I found one that's going to be resilient and be able to produce good genetics. So, and we have been talking about getting away from these wool sheep. A lot of the resistance to different illnesses have been bred out of a lot of the wool sheep in order to produce really, really good wool. And these are really, really good wool sheep. However, I can't keep them alive without spending a small fortune. Basically a replacement. Like I said, I could have the 2 we lost to really not much of anything that we could tell. The first one kind of snuck up on us. She was tired after I clipped her, sheared her, and she went about a week, and then of just being slow. She was eating and drinking, but not very. She didn't have a lot of energy like the rest of them, and then she died. This one, frothing at the mouth. It was indicating that she had bloat. I gave her the stuff for the bloat. All the symptoms seemed to go away, and she seemed a lot better. But she never fully recovered, and she died. So this is something that happens. And like I said, I could have gotten her to a vet and spent the $20 to drive her up there, and the $100 or $150 vet bill, plus whatever medications, and on and on and on. But the truth is, I can't afford to do that, especially as my flock grows. You know, I'm down to 3 now. Well, we get a ram this fall, later on this fall, and start breeding and adding more sheep to the flock, and we grow go to 10 and to 20 and to 50, and half of my sheep are getting sick and I'm having to constantly go to the vet. It's a hobby. You're never going to make any money on it. You're just you know, providing for vet bills constantly. So, and these aren't even vet bill issues where it's a freak of nature kind of thing, or an accident or an attack, you know. I didn't have an animal that's a prized animal that got ripped open by wolves or a mountain lion and needed stitching and all that. You know, you get a $4,000 cow and a mountain lion attacks it. Yeah, you pay the money to have it fixed, but you buy an expensive animal or an inexpensive one, and you have multiple of them and they're all doing well except that one. I can't justify paying multiple times the value of that animal and reproducing with that animal and putting more of that genetics out there. It just becomes a burden down the road. So anyhow, we did what we could. Still cost us money, you know. I spent, between the Nutri-Drench and the anti-bloating medication, I think we spent the amount we ended up using is probably $40 or $50 worth. You're talking about 25% of the value of that animal just in the stuff we were using. And like I said, she seemed to be doing much better. And then just like we went out yesterday and she was dead. So I don't know what else to do. I try to stay away from antibiotics and steroids and all this other stuff. So anyhow, such is life on a homestead. You know, when you're trying to build up a flock, you want the best genetics you can get. So we've got 3 good ones still left, praying that they do well. I'm thinking about actually getting a ram, same type, breeding them, and next spring or summer selling off that entire flock and going with a different breed that is more resilient. I like the Katahdins, I like Dorper, I like St. Croix. These are all hair sheep. They're all big. They got a lot of meat. And like I said, they're very resilient as far as disease and pests and stuff like that. So another loss on the homestead. We're living, we're learning. That's why it's my homestead education. I am learning all the time. And you know, we've had things in the past that were similar to this. Young goats that had floppy syndrome is what they call it. And we had one die on us years ago. This was 7-8 years ago. We had our first baby goat, just was lifeless almost. It was breathing, his eyes were opening, but it couldn't stand, couldn't do anything. And it was a twin, and the first one died, and contacted a friend of ours and said, man, what in the world's going on? And our friend told us, you know, take water, take some salt, take some sugar, you know, dissolve it and inject it under the skin, under all 4 of their shoulders, their front shoulders and hips. And we did it, and in 10 minutes, boy, that little goat was up and going and was fine. Never had a problem. So we do learn things. We have made it, you know, seen some really neat things happen. But unfortunately, the latest 2 of our sheep have not been, hasn't been good. It's been bad. So anyhow, hope you guys are learning along with me. Hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.